And now the fun of the WNBA and their All-Star weekend, as well as the first half of their season. So the Aces are basically Thanos right now, being 19-2. Uh, Jerry, how do you feel about them?
I don't follow the WNBA at all, so I'm not much use here.
Oh God, man, you gotta. Let's put it like this: 19-2 in any sport is impressive because WNBA. That's one of the highest levels of women's basketball. And I will say, even though I don't watch as many NBA games as I did in the past, like I actually get enjoyment out of it. But because more so that to me the NBA is more flash, but the WNBA is more fundamental. And I really am one person that appreciate the fundamentals of basketball. And I think, before Kobe Bryant passed, he was trying to, bring a lot more attention to the WNBA as well because, he understood about the fundamentals of the game as well. Like, to me, that's why the WNBA, I feel like, gets the amount of hate that it does is because, as Barb likes to call them, grunty American male, basically just they enjoy the flash, but they don't understand the fundamentals to get to the flash. And as someone that appreciates it, so 19-2, that's just and I mean, what's the next closest team's record, Keith?
15-5 or 14-4. So
wait. This is the All-Star break. So this is halfway. How long is their season?
Yeah, this season's only like 40-something games or something.
Yeah, plus the playoffs and all that.
It usually runs from Memorial Day to like mid-October.
Somewhere around there.
That's crazy. That's so small.
Because I think their season runs like from the Western Conference Finals to right before the NBA season starts, and then the NBA season rolls around. So you get, like I said, you get basketball year round if you really want it. But
that's true. Yeah, if you watched both, which now you can if you're in Arizona.
But that's like I said, that's another one of the parts too about reading. Do they have self-help? Do they have therapists for reading Facebook comments?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Like seriously, they need to have that because I would sign up for a therapist right now to help me not read Facebook comments as much. I know what you all there listening say, well, why don't you just put the phone down? Why don't you just put that cheeseburger down? It's not as easy all the time, is it? Exactly. So there you go. Yes, I would.
Pot shots, but okay.
Andy Reid knows all about not being able to put the cheeseburger
down. hey, you leave Andy Reid out of this, okay?
Random pot shots.
Andy Reid is an American.
He's a national treasure.
Yeah, I was about to say he's a national treasure. You leave him alone.
Oh my goodness,
he absolutely is. But he still doesn't know how to put the cheeseburger down.
Exactly.
But seriously, it's just you sit there. I don't tell you how many times I sit here and read, like, okay, there'll be a WNBA article or something. And the number one thing people will tell you on these groups is, if you don't like it, just scroll past it. But yet you're the one commenting on it like, oh, boring. Nobody sit there. Look, you know what? I think instead, for these people, instead of, finding them and whatnot, what we should do is you go on their social media history, and if you see them make comments about certain things that they don't like, that is what we sentence them to. So if you're like, you'll never catch me watching the WNBA. Well, okay, if I was a coach, guess what you're doing for the next 50 hours?
Right.
Your 50 hours is going to be to consume nothing but WNBA games. Bet you'll drive on the right side of the road this time, won't you? Or, you'll never catch me watching baseball. Oh, guess what you're going to be doing for the next 40 hours? I bet you'll take your foot off that gas now.
It'll be athletics baseball.
45 will be, in that case, 45 will be 25 in that case. But
that'll teach you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, just I really got to give up reading Facebook. I need to do like Keith, and I just need to give up Facebook. Period.
It's
how
so
is
refreshing.
I'm about to say, how is non-Facebook life, Keith?
It's so refreshing. There's just so much less stress that other people would cause me from stuff like that, where I'm reading comments and stuff that are just like idiotic. And I mean, I'm on Twitter, so I still see some.
I was about
like,
to say,
Yeah, you're just on another
wait,
cesspool.
yeah, I mean, it's
wait. Hold on. For those of you that don't remember from the last episode 2 years ago, remember what Keith said? He would never, ever get on Twitter.
I do remember saying that myself.
And now look at him. 2 years later, he's on Twitter. I'm off Twitter.
That's how bad Facebook got. That's exactly how bad. And I mean, the one good and bad thing about Twitter, because I mean, it's sort of honestly the same. But like comments that I see that about the WNBA that I didn't really appreciate was when Sabrina won the 3-point contest yesterday, or the other day, and everybody was like, "Oh well, she did it without, and it's not an NBA ball, so don't call it an NBA record." Even though Steph and plenty of other people like told her how great she was because she missed 2 shots. She went 25 or 27. Like, it doesn't matter the size of the ball, where you're shooting from, none of that. If you're missing 2 shots and you're taking almost 30, like, it's insane. No matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what size ball you're using. Yeah. Like, that's so impressive.
Let me like this. Some of these cheeseburger Twinkie eating people, if you gave them 30 shots,
it's a terrible combination.
If you give them 30 shots,
yeah, they're making 2.
Like, yeah, 2 feet from the basket, they might make 2. And then oh well, it's not an NBA ball. I'll give you the same WNBA ball. Guess what you're going to do?
Yep.
It's just, to me, the regular. Nah, I'm not going to say the regular fan. I take that back. The macho fan, yes, yeah, that's what the macho masculine fan. That's just, if you can sit here and throw a ball 70 yards down the field, and or you can sit there and shoot a shot from half court and whatnot, or if you can crank out 63 home runs, then that's impressive. But if you sit there and she shot with a basketball, that's a little bit small,
yeah, sorry, it doesn't count.
Right. It's like, first and foremost, if you can't even sit there and take that small basketball and do the same thing, what the hell are you doing criticizing them?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not the same, Okay, you do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely something that honestly is always going to be a part of just the internet in general, because social media lets people get so close to athletes now.
Yeah, the parasocial relationships is
it's like you can literally easily get in contact with an athlete that you may never actually see face to face or anything, and say just the stupidest stuff to them in a DM or whatever.
Which we see all the time. As soon as anyone loses an important game, you have these idiotic fans, quote unquote, because they're not true fans if they're bashing them, but saying the most horrific things. And
if they saw them in real life, well, they'll need a new change. They'll need a new change of underwear.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they'd be running up to get their autograph or a picture.
Oh yeah,
I feel like they're the biggest fan ever.
Like, how many times have you seen? I know that a lot of times those videos are staged and whatnot, but it happens in real life. How many times have you seen where someone will sit there and just, when they have the idea that they're not nowhere around, they'll just say all of this mean, negative stuff about them. But then as soon as you sit there and put them in the same room with that person, oh man, I'm your biggest fan, you know. Been following you since the first day of your career. I've been following you since back there in your Pee-wee football days.
Which is like, so creepy to say out loud.
Yeah. It's like, okay, so you're back to what Barbara had mentioned earlier. So you're telling me that I can't switch up teams, but you can switch up how you feel about somebody real quick just because they're in the room?
Yeah.
Yes. That is exactly how it works, is there's no consistency. So it's, as long as there's no consistency, anything
that is the greatest
works.
That is the greatest consistency, is no consistency.
Yep. It works out perfect if you can change up your game at all times. No, I mean it's insane, but luckily for the WNBA, they've been getting a lot more viewers this season and the last few seasons, which is going to help them out quite a bit to actually be a sustainable league, which, I mean, they're like 20 years in or something, so
yeah,
it'll be interesting to see where they go.
It's a crying shame, man. Your players have to play ball in the off season just to make ends meet,
to pay their bills.
Yeah, but we're not getting into that conversation in this episode. So yeah, we're not going there. Jerry strictly forbids that we go there.
Absolutely forbidden.
I'm listening, Jerry. I'm trying to get better these 2 years.
Good.